Well guys, it finally happened. As a landlord, I actually got hit here. I got left with a unit that was totally trashed, and this is actually the fourth dumpster full of stuff that we've had to pull out of the unit. Now, I'm not here to complain. I'm actually here to let you know why this happened, how you can avoid it as a landlord, and the playbook on actually like what to do when you get lemons. How can you turn them into lemonade? What can this do for your income and expenses and your cap rate when you're a real estate investor? Okay, guys, so make sure you watch right to the very end to see the playbook on how we actually turn this around, what we're gonna be doing about the situation, and how nasty they actually left this unit. Let's go check it out. Now, before we go inside, just a little bit of a backstory on this one here. The tenant actually was here for 11 years, and then just recently they stopped paying rent. So they were in default for about 3-4 months. It took us until month 5 to actually get them out. And you know, at the end of the day, we do have a court hearing date for August, and it's gonna be a black and white case of non-paying rent, right? But if she doesn't have any assets, we can't really go after her for very much. We can try, but my best use of my time is to actually improve this unit here so we can get maximum rents, or if we're gonna sell it, to make sure it sells for top price. Okay, so let's show you inside of what we got to deal with now. Now, the first thing I'm actually noticing here is just the smell. And this is after we've ripped everything out, okay? So they were chain smoking in the property. She'd lived here for 11 years. And originally I rented this to a husband and a wife. They broke up, got divorced. He was the neat one, I found out later, and she was not. So this place just became a free-for-all. All the smoke detectors have actually been disconnected over time. So that's the first thing that we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to basically prime this with a stain blocking primer all over the place. So we're gonna get a painter in here with a sprayer. We're gonna bomb it on and just encapsulate everything in here. It's not bad enough to the point where you're actually gonna scrub it all off, but a good strong coat of primer will make it smell a lot better, give us that fresh start. And then we're just gonna use one of our colors that we use for all of our rentals, which is the Dulux color called Shark. It's one of my favorite colors that we use. Drop a comment down below with a favorite color that you use for your rental units. So throughout this video, we're actually gonna be dropping a bunch of B-roll footage so you guys can see. I took some video from my cell phone just to show what kind of condition this place was actually in. But the next thing that we had to deal with here is actually the heating cooling system. This thermostat is not working, and this is like from the 80s. We did have it inspected. We don't even know if she actually had heat this past winter. The hot water tank was leaking. The air conditioner is actually working, so we're gonna be able to salvage that. So it looks like we have to invest in some HVAC. So a new hot water tank, at least a new furnace fan to get the air circulating around here. For when my contractors are in here, we gotta replace some drywall as well. So that's the first step there, guys. But we literally had to gut this place. We spent a bunch of time with some cheaper labor, so like a demo crew. They filled up that dumpster 4 times out there with carpets, cabinets. They left us a whole garage full of stuff here. We'll show you that in a minute, but that was one dumpster just in itself. And I was just surprised at the amount of things that they actually left here. We asked them many times, are you sure you're all done? You're actually like walking away from all these things, because they left video games, video game consoles here. My kids had a heyday. They want to go and maybe resell some of this stuff, but we're talking about a couple $100s versus tens of thousands of dollars that we're going to be spending renovating this property here. So just the labor alone to put this back together is going to be about $19,000. And then we also have to do new floors, paint, the new cabinets in the kitchen and the bathrooms, all the fixtures, all the vanities, you name it, outlets, switches, it all needs to be changed. Even the backyard was totally trashed. Everything was about 3 feet high. Unfortunately, the guys were just able to hack it all down and get that in the dumpster as well. So if you want to be renting your units for top dollar, my first advice for you is to actually act fast and don't be splitting hairs over like, oh my gosh, this is a terrible situation. Just get to work and start cleaning it up. Get yourself a clean slate so you can start putting it back together. Step 2 is going to be to make sure that your renovation is as cost effective as possible. So make sure you're getting good pricing on all your materials, but you're not cheaping out to the point where you're just getting entry level for everything. You need to go at least mid-tier in this kind of a price point. This is going to be entry level price point in Sarnia, Ontario. We're actually in Brights Grove, which is near the water. If anybody is looking to buy a semi-detached in Brights Grove, let me know. Reach out to me, drop a comment down below, but this place is going to be beautiful once we're done. So over here in the kitchen, it was really interesting. She actually left her wedding dress in this closet here, which is kind of crazy. They left us fridges full of food, and it was interesting to see the checklist that was on the counter, and one of them was actually clean up the apartment. Well, not very much cleaning got done. Okay, so this was a kitchen. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna move the center of the kitchen over. That way it's gonna be more of an L-shaped kitchen. Instead of it ending here with the stove, we're actually gonna take it all the way to the wall. We're gonna put the pantry over here because the pantry is currently right behind my videographer right now. We actually ripped out the pantry, as you can see, because if we didn't, it'd be kind of tight to get a table in here. So now that we ripped this out, we can actually get a table in here. We'll make great use of the kitchen layout by extending it all the way to the wall, whereas the cabinets used to end here. We're gonna take them all the way to the wall, so there's gonna be a nice big pantry over here. And then, yeah, you got your sliding patio doors here. We got the patio and deck out back. You got the gas barbecue with hookups. I mean, this is gonna, it had the potential of being really nice if they just took care of it, but we're gonna take it to the next level now. This bathroom over here, pretty straightforward. All these floors are coming out and we're just going to give it a paint. New 24-inch vanity, new toilet, new mirror, and new light fixtures. So just a very quick bathroom renovation. I'll show you the garage where they left all kinds of stuff. I think they were actually using this as their own dumpster anyways, but you know, so 1-car garage and this was just full. So fortunately, one of the past renters before they broke up, he came out here, got all of his tools and stuff, but it still needs some cleanup. It's gonna need some fixing. We need a new garage door, and this beer fridge probably needs to go as well. So what do you guys think? Should we keep this 1990s TV here, or should that go in the dumpster as well? Or I'm gonna recycle it responsibly, actually. Best Buy tends to take those things back. I'm gonna take you upstairs here as well, just to show you how much stuff they actually left. And I felt bad, it was all their kids' things, but their kids were growing up. I guess I just didn't want this stuff anymore. Just a little bit of background for people here. For people who don't know me, I've been investing in real estate for 20 years now, and you actually want to learn how to avoid situations like this. I'm okay with this happening because we were actually gonna do this renovation anyways, okay? So full disclosure, we're gonna get things and start over again anyways. We just weren't expecting to have 4 dumpsters full of stuff to deal with and so much nicotine on the walls. But if you wanna learn how to pick the best tenants and to manage your properties top notch, we just filmed a tenant and property management masterclass a couple weeks ago. It is 12 hours worth of content, and it really gives you the playbook here in Canada on how to manage your properties, pick the right tenants, market your units, make sure that they're rent ready and get the most rents possible, and protect yourself legally in every aspect as well, all right? So if you want access to that, just go click the link in all the comments and the description below. You'll be able to find that, and it won't be live, but it'll be next best thing to being live. You can actually go get all that information there. So back to your regular scheduled programming, which is showing what we're gonna be doing here. So this is the upstairs bathroom. Again, pretty straightforward bathroom renovation. This is gonna have to be a custom vanity though, because it's gonna be, needs to be cut down to fit in here, all right? Toilet, and then we're gonna do a really nice tub surround back in here. Looks like we got a little bit of black mold we gotta deal with. That's all coming out, and new insulation going back in. And then the bedrooms, all right? So for the flooring, we're actually gonna be putting down luxury vinyl plank everywhere, okay? The only time that I use carpet is just to hit a price point or to deal with like sound issues, okay? If we have like not very much soundproofing in between floors, I might actually opt for a carpet, or if it's a flip, you know, we're just trying to hit a price point. But for here, we have some access to some really good luxury vinyl plank. That's what we're gonna be doing. We got the master bedroom here. I swear when she moved out, all she did was she took her bed and her clothes and that was it. But in this room here, there was a big desk for video gaming, left a bed. I feel bad throwing things out, but I mean, even the Goodwill and some of these donation places, they don't want all this used stuff, right? And if it doesn't sell within a week or two, it's actually going in the landfill anyways. So again, fresh start in this room here, guys. What was really interesting though is the basement. Let me take you down there too. So this is the basement here, gang. We're actually gonna be going over this tiled floor with the luxury vinyl plank, and we had a little bit of moisture issues down here. I think it's because they weren't running the furnace last winter. It is a semi-detached, so we would have been picking up some heat from the neighbors here, and we only had to worry about 3 outside walls. But we cut out a little bit of the drywall here. That's gonna be replaced, and again, new lights, switches, paint, everything. It's gonna look awesome, and it is finished space, right? It adds to the value of the property. New furnace is gonna be coming in, new hot water tank is gonna be coming in as well. Everything's gonna be getting cleaned up and gonna be good to go. So let's finish up in the backyard so you guys can see the potential this place truly has, and then again, just wrapping up all the key lessons here. All right, now the backyard. Before, I wouldn't have been able to stand back here a couple of weeks ago because seriously, all the weeds and overgrowth were like up to my armpits, but it's all been hacked down now. Shout out to the demo team here that actually helped to make this all happen. But I gotta tell you here, gang, it isn't the worst story in the world, okay? We're actually gonna be able to raise the rents here by about $1,000. The last tenant here was only paying about $13.75 to live here plus utilities, and once this renovation is gonna be done, we're gonna be putting a good $40,000 to $50,000 into the property, but the rents are gonna be going up by $1,000 a month. $12,000 a year, even at a 6 or a 7 cap. I know this is a semi-detached house, so it's hard to actually apply a cap rate to it, but when you do that math, it's gonna increase the value of the property by $171,000 to $200,000. So this is how, as a landlord, if you're getting ready to go for a refinance on this property, which I am, it can really dramatically increase the value. I brought my realtor in here before we started renovations. I said, look, should we just sell it as is? Or if I put $40,000 or $50,000 into it, we'll actually get dollar for dollar out of it. If not, then some. He said, you know what? You're gonna at least get every single dollar out of it, if not a little bit more. So I'd actually take the renovation right to the finish line and decide if you want to rent it or sell it at that point, depending on the market. So gang, if you ever run into a situation like this where a tenant leaves you an absolute mess, you got to get the stomach for that as a landlord and just get right to work. Get it clean, get it empty, start painting, start redoing the floors, the cabinets, any fix-up handyman kind of renovations that you need to do. Update the electrical, update the HVAC. Make sure that you know your numbers. And the good thing right now is that contractors are actually hungry for work. Okay, it wasn't like during COVID times where everybody was a rock star and they're charging you outrageous amounts of money to renovate your properties, right? We're back to normal when it comes to renovation costs. Material costs have also come down too. So again, this is kind of like a story with the silver silver lining. And this did happen to me. It can actually happen to you. So make sure you're always really protecting yourself when you are selecting your tenants. Make sure you're doing the credit checks, you fill out all the right paperwork, and that you're actually doing your inspections that you're allowed to do as a landlord, whether it's smoke detector, seasonal checks, safety checks, all these different things. You have a right as a landlord to get in that unit and see how things are doing, okay? That's one thing that I did fall behind on, was some of the checks, and we just didn't see how out of control it was actually getting over time, okay? So that's it for now there, gang. Hopefully you got value from this video. If you did, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I can't wait till the next one here where we keep teaching you about real estate investing and how to thrive as a real estate investor. Man, I hate it when tenants leave you a mess. Right in the dumpster.